Okay, so I'm making this video because it's been something that's been on my mind a lot lately. And the older I'm getting, the more and more I'm starting to realize it. I think I've always kind of been an indecisive person. It's always been kind of hard for me to ever pick a path. And yesterday I was actually at dinner with somebody, and it's somebody who's almost like a mentor to me. It's somebody that I look up to a lot professionally, and I respect their opinion a lot. And he asked me a question that I've been asked before, and it's, what's your goal in life? I realized I had no real answer. I don't really know fully what my calling is in life. This indecision has been brewing in me since I was a kid. I've always been like this. It's just gotten more prevalent with age. And I think I'm starting to really notice it now because, I'm in my mid-20s now, and I'm still unsure. And from what I hear, a lot of people spend their lives being unsure. And I don't want to be that. So I guess I've been wondering what my goal is in life a lot more lately. But I've been really trying to figure out what type of man I want to be. And, aside from wanting to be somebody who is in service to people in some degree, I think there's a part of me that is fearful of everything that could go wrong. But you'll never know unless you try it. But it's still there. I kind of think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm passionate about multiple things. I have a 4-year degree in graphic design, and now I work in medical. And I've been doing that for the last year, and it's taught me a lot of very, very good skills. The number one being discipline. But when I look at my track record, I've always been kind of a go with the flow type of person. I have a TikTok where I talk about classic literature, and I've done modeling. I love all forms of art. My concentration was in graphic design, but I love fashion design. I love music production. I love cinematography. I love all of it. I love that creativity. So this mentor I was having dinner with last night, he asked me if I loved surgery and I wanted to be in it, why I didn't just go back to school to become a surgeon. I started to ask myself, why couldn't you do that? There's really nothing more interesting than the human body and how it functions and moves. And, these doctors that I work with, they're so systematic, and it's really like watching an artist. But I know I'm passionate about a lot of different things. And especially in a niche-based culture, that's kind of hard to deal with. The internet, there's no end to it. But that's also kind of the beauty of it, is I'm not limited to one thing. And even though algorithms prefer that and everything, it's, 2 years ago, I was a college graduate with a graphic design degree. 8 months ago, I started in an OR and was an ORA, operating room assist. Now I'm a scrub tech. And each one of those periods, I had defined myself as this or this or this, but it's me in all the situations. It's just trying to figure out what I want next. It's been heavy on my mind lately because I don't have it figured out, and I want so badly for that thing to come where I just know that's what I want to do, but it just hasn't. And, something like going back to school to be a doctor, that's not a commitment that you can just, make without being sure. You have to have ultimate trust in yourself, and that's kind of terrifying because, you know yourself better than anybody, so you know your flaws. But also, if you know your flaws, you know what areas and situations you need to avoid and where you're going to be challenged. So that gives you a better perspective. I'm making this to not only kind of hold myself accountable, but I mean, the indecision drips into every part of my life. It really does. I bought this camera and bought a MacBook to edit everything on. And that was a month ago. I have script after script for all these different ideas, but I don't do anything with them because it's just, I switch gears so constantly. And I think a lot of that, I do have ADHD. It's a huge factor in all this, but I'm not the guy who's gonna sit here and give you a whole bunch of life advice, really, because I'm still trying to figure it out day by day and just be better than I was the day before. I'm making this because, I mean, if I never do, it's just gonna be another broken dream. I'm gonna be the guy who bought the stuff and made one video a year and, you know, never actually created something for himself. I don't want to reach the end of my life and wonder what I should have done differently. And I think that's inevitable. No matter who you are, you're always going to wonder what you should have done differently. I don't want things in life to just happen at me. You know, I want control over it. So I guess that's what this is. And hopefully, maybe I just rambled for way too long and maybe none of it's actually relevant, but I don't know, maybe it kind of causes you to think about something you want to do and something you've been putting off, because at the end of the day, there is a part of you that knows what you want, and it can be really quiet and it can get quieter with time, but you still know. So my dog's barking, so I'm gonna go take care of it, but yeah, that's it.